August 480 BC. Thermopylae is a narrow coastal pass in central Greece. 900 Spartans are between the biggest army the world has ever seen and the burning city of Athens behind them. Xerxes, the king of kings, and the Persian Empire brought more than 100,000 men, infantry from 30 different countries, archers who could hit a coin from 200 yards away. The famous immortals were called that because when one died, another took his place right away. Leonidas brought 900 Spartans with him. One of them would live forever in 7 days. The other would turn into a warning. This isn't a story about how the Spartans won. No, they didn't. This is a story about how losing at the right time in the right place can change the course of history. 3 years before, Xerxes had done something that no other king had ever done. He ordered the sea to be whipped when a storm destroyed his first bridge over the Hellespont, which is the narrow strait that separates Asia from Europe. Historians say 300 lashes, a message to the gods, the King of Kings will not be stopped. After that, he crossed. Herodotus says there are 1 million sandals. Historians today say it's closer to 100,000. In any case, it was an army that moved like a group of people. The river ran dry when the Persians drank from it. The ground shook when they marched. Before he left Persia, Xerxes sent messengers to the Greek city-states. A simple request: water and earth, offerings of submission that have meaning. Most cities did what they were told. The Persians couldn't be stopped. Why would you die for a principle? But when the messengers got to Athens and Sparta, they found something they didn't expect. The Athenians put the herald in a hole. They said, "There is your earth." The Spartans put him in a well. "Here's your water." This wasn't brave. This was crazy. You don't talk bad about the King of Kings. You don't turn down what must happen. Xerxes thought the Greeks would run away. He thought they would fight, run away, and give up one by one. He didn't expect this: a king marching towards certain death with exactly 900 men. Leonidas knew he couldn't win. He knew that Thermopylae would not stop the Persians for good. But for every hour his men held the pass, Athens could send another ship away. There would not be a single Persian here when the Greek navy made its stand at Salamis. Xerxes thought this was a fight between numbers. Leonidas knew that geography was the key to winning. And geography doesn't care how many people you bring. You need to see the ground they fought on to understand what happened next. In Greek, Thermopylae means hot gates. The name comes from the hot springs that still bubble there today. But in 480 BC, it was something else, a trap that was ready to go off. The pass goes between two things that can't be crossed. To the north, there are cliffs that go up hundreds of feet. The Aegean Sea is to the south, and there is no beach or shore, just water meeting rock. A corridor that is only 15 meters wide at its narrowest point runs between them. Think of a hallway in your house. Now picture that hallway as the only way for an army to get through. That is Thermopylae. The Persians couldn't use their numbers here. They couldn't go around the cliffs or the sea. They could only attack straight ahead where the Spartan spears were. But there was one thing wrong. The Thermopylae is a mountain path. A goat path that is hard to see winds through the cliffs above the pass. It came out from behind the Greek position. The Persians could surround the Spartans if they found this way. The trap would snap back. Leonidas knew what the Thermopylae were. He put 1,000 Phocian soldiers who were from the area and knew the land to guard it. He said to them, "Stop anyone who tries to pass." He had faith in them. That trust would cost him everything. Xerxes waited for 4 days. He thought the Greeks would run away when they saw his army. He sent heralds again when they didn't. "Put down your weapons. Come and take them," Leonidas said. Xerxes attacked on the 5th day. He sent foot soldiers first. Medes and Scythians were not elite troops. They were subject peoples. They ran into the narrow pass with their shields up and spears out. What happened next was not a fight. It was a place where animals were killed. The Spartans made a wall of bronze shields and 6-foot spears called a phalanx. The Spartans did not fight back when the Persians charged. They stepped back, which made the Persians go deeper into the pass. Then, with one command, they rushed forward. Herodotus says that the Spartans fought in groups. One group would stay in front while another rested behind them. New guys against tired guys. This was not brave. This was engineering. The Persian commander told his troops to retreat by noon. There were bodies all over the ground. The Spartans may have lost 10 men. Xerxes sat on his throne on the hill and watched. He had brought an empire to kill 900 men, and those 900 men weren't moving. Xerxes made a choice that night. The regular soldiers had failed. It was time for the immortals to come. 10,000 men, the best soldiers in the Persian army. Their name came from the fact that when one of them died in battle, another one took his place right away. They never looked like they were getting smaller. They never seemed to get tired. Persia had never had better soldiers than these. The immortals marched into the pass at dawn on the 6th day. They had better gear than the infantry, more training, more self-control. But they had the same problem. The pass was too small. 15 meters was too small for 10,000 men. They had to attack in waves, with 10 men at a time going up against 300 Spartans. The Spartans did something that the Persians had never seen before. They would run away with their backs to them. The immortals would chase after them, breaking up their formation. Then the Spartans would turn around and face new enemies, and they would kill them. This wasn't honorable. This was a lie, and it worked. The immortals had left by sunset. 900 men who wouldn't move had taken 2 of Xerxes' best units. He started to get it. He couldn't win this fight with bravery. He would need something else. That night, a Greek came up to the Persian camp. Ephialtes was his name. He was from Malis, a local man who knew the area better than anyone else. He had heard about the reward Xerxes had offered, a lot of gold for anyone who could help them find their way around the pass. Ephialtes knew the Anopeia well. He had walked it as a shepherd. He had seen goats cross paths that no army should cross. He said to Xerxes, "There is a way. One way to get through the mountains. It comes out behind the Greeks." Xerxes called Hydarnes, the leader of the immortals. "Take your men, go tonight, be behind the Spartans by dawn." The immortals walked in the moonlight, 10,000 men, one at a time, climbing a goat path in silence. The Phocians guarding the path would have heard if they had been paying attention. They would have sounded the alarm. Leonidas would have known. But the Phocians weren't paying attention. They freaked out when they heard the immortals coming. They ran away from their post and up to the high ground. No one stopped the immortals from getting through. They were behind the Spartan camp by dawn. Before dawn, a Persian deserter got to Leonidas. He told them that the immortals were coming around the mountain. Morning will be all around you. Leonidas called a meeting of the war council. The Greek leaders fought. Some people wanted to pull back right away. Some people wanted to keep the pass until they died. Leonidas made up his mind. He sent most of the army home. The men from Athens, Corinth, and other cities could live to fight another day. They marched south toward Athens and the navy that would fight at Salamis. But Leonidas didn't want to go. He stayed with his 300 Spartans. Along with them were 700 Thespians who would not leave their friends, 400 Thebans who might not have had a choice. 900 men fought against 100,000. Some historians say Leonidas stayed because he trusted an oracle. The prophecy said that Sparta would fall if a king from a royal family died in battle. He stayed to make that prophecy come true. Some people say he stayed because leaving would have been shameful. A Spartan who ran away from home was a Spartan who shamed his city. There is, however, a third reason. Leonidas knew that the Persians would follow the Greeks as they retreated. He would buy those men who were running away another hour if he could hold the pass for one more day, even if he were surrounded and doomed. One more hour to get away, an hour more to get ready for Salamis. He didn't want to die, he was stuck. He chose the place where his death would mean something. The Persians attacked from both sides on the 7th day. The immortals came up from behind. The main army came from the front to attack. The Spartans were stuck in the middle. Leonidas was the first to die. A Persian arrow hit him in the chest. He died right away. What happened next is now a legend. 4 Spartans fought for his body. Anyone who got too close to them was killed. 4 more people took their place when those 4 died. They brought Leonidas's body back to the Spartan line. The other Greeks went back to a small hill, which was the last piece of high ground in the pass. They fought with spears until the spears broke. They fought with swords until the swords broke. They fought with their hands and teeth. Herodotus says that the Persians shot so many arrows that the sun went dark. Someone told didn't.It, a Spartan, "The Persian arrows block out the sun." He said, "Then we fight in the shade." They all passed away, all Spartans, every actor, a lot of the Thebans. Xerxes had won the way. He had murdered the king. He had wiped out 900 men. He had lost 7 days, though. People left Athens. At Salamis, the Greek navy waited. The city was empty when Xerxes finally got to Athens. There were no people there. The fleet was all set. The Greeks destroyed the Persian navy at Salamis 2 months later. Xerxes ran back to Persia with a small part of his army. The invasion was finished. Thermopylae was not a win. 900 men died, but their deaths had a purpose. They bought time. They bought some space. They bought the chance to win at Salamis. Ephialtes, the man who betrayed the Spartans, had a quiet end to his story. The Greeks did not kill him. Spartans did not look for him. An Athenian citizen killed him over a debt that had nothing to do with him. He never thought of himself as the traitor for the rest of his life. People began to use his name to mean betrayal. Sometimes being good doesn't pay off in history, but it remembers choices for a long time. Leonidas didn't save Greece with his sword. He saved it by picking where to die. One pass, 7 days, 900 men who knew that sometimes the only way to win is to decide how you lose. Sign up if you want to see more battles where one choice changed everything. Next week, the betrayal that destroyed the Byzantine Empire in just one afternoon. Manzikert, 1071.